Stendhal writes of the Pantheon as the most beautiful remaining monument of Roman antiquity, a temple which has suffered so little that it looks just like it probably did to the Romans themselves in their time. What the writer says is quite likely, because the temple today still has its dome vault and original internal architectural structure.
Sometimes we find ourselves wondering how the Pantheon changed visually when it underwent the momentous transformation from pagan temple to Christian basilica. In the pagan temple, the celestial or planetary gods were present on 3 different levels. The main ones being the cults of Cybele and Jupiter. The Pope removed all references to the ancient gods, substituting the cult of Jupiter with the large main altar of the basilica. Side altars were then built and dedicated to the Madonna, the various martyrs, and the saints. These were particularly revered in the basilica, which thus changed its appearance, the ancient statues being substituted by the main elements of Christian worship. First and foremost, the altar.
Behind the altar is an apse, whose vault is decorated with mosaics, and where there is the copy of the 7th century wooden panel of the Madonna with Child with its beaten silver covering, believed to be the work of St. Luke. The panel was placed in this temple at the moment of the dedication to St. Mary of the Martyrs, but it is certainly much older. Joined to the apse is the wooden chancel, built in the mid-19th century by Luigi Poletti, the architect who also worked on the church of San Paolo fuori le mura. At the sides of the high altar, framed by columns, are the statues of St. Rasius on the left and St. Anastasius on the right. The mortal remains of these 2 saints had been found about 40 years before the installation of the 18th century altar.
To mark the occasion of the anniversary of 1400 years since the dedication of the Pantheon as a Christian basilica, the chapter of the canons decided to have a bronze work of high artistic value made, which will fix the faith of 20th century man in future memory. Thus a Via Crucis, an ambo, and a new altar facing towards the people were commissioned from the sculptor Federico Severino.